Oh, thank you, Madam Speaker and members. Yeah, I just make a few points. I got a couple studies here I want to reference from Colorado. And one of the things for members to understand is that organizations and individuals that stand to profit from a particular product or in the marketplace that's illegal and we want to make legal, they fund studies with a goal to negate some of the real life consequences in people's lives. So it's good to find out who funds a particular study, because the study can be corrupted by the individuals who fund it. Now, I'm referencing two studies from Colorado that did not profit from the marijuana business, okay? And the first one is the Centennial Institute study from Colorado. Here were their findings. This was in 2018. For every dollar gained in tax revenue, Coloradans spent $4.50 to mitigate the effects of legalization in higher healthcare costs, addiction, police costs, and on and on and on. So, members, you pass this, you lose money on every deal, you make it up in volume. So you think you're gaining tax revenue, and in effect, you're creating higher social costs in people's lives. Secondly, another finding of that study in 2018 calls to the poison control related to marijuana use dramatically increased after legalization of recreational marijuana. Okay? Another finding, members, is that, and pay attention to this one, members. In 2016, the marijuana industry was responsible for approximately 393,053 pounds of CO2 emissions. To those of you who believe in the unscientific global warming crisis, you should definitely vote against this bill, because you're promoting more CO2 emissions. All right? I mean, that's your overriding concern in so many areas. And here you're promoting a bill that's going to increase CO2 emissions, according to this study. Representative Scott and Robbins both brought out some of the severe health consequences. But the other study, I just want to reference a couple high points, was done in 2020 by the Rocky Mountain High-Intensity Drug Trafficking Organization. Here's just a few of their findings. This was done in 2020 in Colorado. Since recreational marijuana was legalized in 2013, traffic deaths in drivers which tested positive for marijuana increased 135%, while all other traffic deaths increased 24%. So one of the members said this doesn't cause death. Well, it does with increased traffic deaths. Not only are people dying, but you also maim other people, many innocent people. Another finding was since recreational marijuana was legalized, traffic deaths involving drivers who tested positive for marijuana more than doubled from 2013 to 2019. This equates, members, to a person being killed testing positive for marijuana every 3.5 days in 2019, compared to one person being killed every 6.5 days in 2013. So members, this bill is going to increase traffic deaths. It does kill people, according to this study. One other finding is that marijuana use ages 12 and older increased 30% and is 76% higher than the national average, currently ranking third in the nation in Colorado. And finally, members, the last point on this study, the percent of suicide incidences in which toxicology results were positive for marijuana increased from 14% in 2013 to 23% in 2018. That's almost a 10% increase in suicides with people who have tested positive for marijuana. So again, you say, well, it doesn't kill people. It does kill people, members, besides the medical consequences to young people. And members, we have the CDC warning us about legalized marijuana. We have the American Academy of Pediatricians concerned about the influence of increased use among young people. The Minnesota Chamber has come out against this bill. The Minnesota Police Association and Sheriff's Association, the Truckers Association has come out against this bill. And I could go on with several others. So members, these people deal in our society on a regular basis with this. And they're saying, don't do this because you're going to increase the negative consequences, not increase it or not decrease it. Secondly, you don't eliminate the illegal sales of marijuana. So members, again, this bill has no chance of passing and becoming law this session. We know that. So it's shocking to me that Democrats have spent and wasted so much time on this bill, and yet we passed 0 omnibus bills. We should be addressing the taxation of PPE and also unemployment benefits. We're failing Minnesotans. These are real Minnesotans that were hurt by the pandemic. And then on top of it, we want to raise taxes billions of dollars when we have over a $4 billion surplus. Members, at this point in the session, I think we have our priorities totally mixed up with the advancement of this bill. Please send a message to Minnesotans and vote no on this bill, and let's get down to the things that really make a difference in Minnesota businesses and families and farms. Please vote no. Thank you.